Laura Millan. Your name, sir? Okay, I'll call after she's done, sir. Thank you very much.
Hi, good evening. Hi, Agustin Barrera, respected board member. And sincerely appreciate allowing my family, my kids that are here, and to give me this opportunity to talk about our concerns. I submitted an application for both to my kids, Fabiola and Christopher Millan, to attend Ada Mary School for the year 2006-2007. I received 2 letters regarding the status of their entry. April 5, 2006. One accepting Fabiola and one denying the acceptance of Christopher. I appreciate the school accepting my daughter Fabiola. However, my son Christopher is experiencing rejection and emotional stress due to her sister being accepted and he remained in the waiting list. He is ADHD person, and he's in the gifted program. He has an IQ 135, and he's super logical person. He asked me why, and I spoke to the psychiatrist, Dr. Evelyn Lopez Brigoni, and she's willing to send you a letter explaining how the denial on the acceptance of Christopher into Ada Mary School is causing negative effect on his behavior and self-esteem. I have several letters of recommendation from people who are concerned about Christopher Millan's situation. These letters are from Congresswoman Ileana Ros-Lehtinen, State Representative J.C. Planas, from Attorney Oscar Estevers, and I'm going to receive more letters supporting Christopher's situation, recommendation for him. I am a working single parent, and due to the decision made by the school admission process, I have a hardship now with my family, my 2 kids, to explain especially Christopher why he cannot be attending the new school. And it's really a hard situation. Besides that, it will be very difficult for me to have to transport the oldest sibling to a school and drop Christopher to another location. And it's a great demand for me to be work on time. There is also an issue that I have in the responsibility to pick up Christopher at one time and Fabiola to another time. And it's very important for me to keep my job. I'm working as a judicial assistant for Judge Liefman, and he needs my presence. There is no other people on the office, on the chambers. Please, I just ask you to reconsider and reevaluate the review of Christopher Millan application. I know that it's a random pick, but it's not fair to give it to just to be lucky one student to go inside our school instead of looking for curriculum, grades, special activity that he does, especially situations facing now as a single parent. And I know that it is not the only parent who's facing this problem, but at least give Christopher the chance to attend the school and review, is there any possibility to helping him to attend next year with her sister, Fabiola, to Ada Mary School.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Woodson, I've been working with Ms. Millan trying to resolve this issue, and
yes, Mr. Chair, just as a point of clarification, Ms. Millan entered her 2 youngsters into a random lottery for Ada Mary this year. The 4th grader was accepted, and the 2nd grader was placed on a waiting list. She did receive a letter stating that he was 3rd on the list. Subsequently, 1 youngster who was currently enrolled has dropped out, and now her youngster is 2nd on the list. We are fully aware of it, but it's a randomly selected process. Her home school is Southside, which is very near, and we will keep her on the waiting list and keep her informed as to what her status is.
Yeah, and I guess I'm not the only one that's gotten these calls. It's not in reference to just this school or other schools. The issue of siblings, where then parents end up, 2 elementary school kids going to different schools because of the selection process for kids getting into schools. And I don't know if there's anything that we're in the process of considering, or you're considering, because this is really more not a board issue, it's a policy issue with regards to, I guess, how kids are accepted into school.
Through the chair, we looked at that. These two students applied at the same time. When we normally talk about siblings, one is already in the school, so we would give the other sibling consideration.
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to remind staff, and I don't have the board item which I brought to the board years ago regarding siblings. I will look in my files, and I know that's a board item that I brought, and the board approved unanimously. So I will look for it, Mr. Woodson, and I will show it to you. Have you seen it, sir?
I have not seen it.
Yes.
I will take a look for it
Thank
myself.
you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dr. Simpson?
I'm familiar with an item too, but the item that I'm familiar with, I think, speak only to twins in these situations. If I remember the board rule correct, it does not speak to siblings. I think in situations like this, where you already have a child, you've probably been offered the opportunity to take that child out and put him somewhere else if you don't want to wait for the waiting list to catch up with your student.
Not really, sir. The thing is that if it's not happen, he's not going in. I already put her name. I already do all the process to having her in that, because he's the gifted kid. And really, he's now attending the gifted program at Southside Elementary, which is good, but he's still demanding for more. He said, Mommy, I really bored in class, and I know that that school has a different program that probably will be super good for my kid. Especially that I already have it, with the psychologists and the psychiatrists and the good behavior. So now he's focusing. So we're talking about like the future of our kid cannot be just give it for luck, for randomly. The future of our kid is, for me, I do not understand why the process is just for random. If you really see,
it's the same thing with Master Academy, New World. There's so many schools that are based on lottery. I wish all our schools, I think we all wish all our schools were of that level where you wouldn't have to go to another school, that every school in your neighborhood is of the same quality.
yes.
And I think that's what we're striving for.
That the same day I receive a congratulations letter and a regret letter. It's like, should I laugh or should I cry?
Thank you.
Should I do as a
Mr.
parent,
Chair.
single parent that I...
Yeah.
Through the chair,
Yes.
I'd be more than happy to forward the 10 emails I received from parents who want to get their children into Ada Merit. It's a very highly competitive admissions process.
It's in my district. I'm very familiar with those emails, and we will continue monitoring it. You're in a very good position, only being 2 out. So,
Mr. Chair, if I may,
yes.
Two things that are a little worrisome here. First of all, you say that you have a psychologist's letter saying that this is going to do some
She's
sort.
willing to say, because he already has a question why I cannot be there, and affecting his self-esteem, like, well, why Fabiola is there and why I'm not. He asked me, Mommy, should I do extra homework in order for me to get in?
But it's worrisome because, as you've heard, we have a lot of students that have, we do the best that we can, and I'm sure that Mr. Woodson is going to do everything he can. But I hope that this child is not going to rest his self-esteem, especially a child that obviously has some talent. I'm also concerned, Mr. Chair, about what is our policy as far as telling students what their IQs are. I mean, is that something that I don't think that that's I don't think that if that's what we've done, I don't think that's
I don't know if we have a policy with regards to that.
Do we have anyone? But I must. I hope that we can get your child in, and I think that we try. But I hope that if that is not the case, that he's as cute as can be, that he can understand that it's also not the end of the world for him. I hope that's something that...
If you meet my son and you talk to him, you will see how special it is, how logical it is, and how smart it is. He will be something really good for our nation here and for our community. And that's why I wanted the best education for him. And I don't want, he already has, with that, so I just wanted the less hard on hearing to understand that what is the process and why he's not accepted. That's why I just referred about the psychiatrist's letter, because she had been monitored for a year and he had been showing some improvement on school. He's an A+ student, and you can see his note on there. You know, he's a medal award for this year too. So,
thank you, Ms. Millan.
thank you.
Mr. Chair, I just want to add that Dr. Stinson was right. I called my office, and the item which I brought to the board in 1997 is regarding multiple birth. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you.